Today is the 11th of Shvat, the 9th of February. And so we explained that the judges themselves, they're like the Yesod Abba, the foundation of Abba.
I'm sorry, the word is
Daf Ayin. Daf Ayin Amud Aleph. The judges.
The judges.
The ordained judges.
Yeah,
they're the
ordained, right.
they're the wisdom. They're the foundation of wisdom. And the witnesses that come and see, that are supposed to see the new moon, so they're the eyes. And we said the eyes here are really like the Arvei Nachal, like Netzach and Hod. Why is that? Because it's like there's something higher is coming into them. So the point is that the two eyes, which are like wisdom and understanding, when they come down into the lower Partzufim, they become Netzach and Hod, they become victory and acknowledgement. The other explanation is that in the wisdom in the crown, as we'll see in a few minutes, there the Netzach and Hod are called eyes. There's different explanations for it, but in the end, they're the eyes, and they only see. There's nothing going on here. It's a line about 12 lines down. So two simple people can be the witnesses. To say that they saw the birth of the new moon. So that's how it works below also, that all you need are the two eyes, and what they do is now the vision in Kabbalah and in the ancient world in general, vision was not the way we understand it today, that light strikes an object and then is reflected to our eyes and then we see the object. Vision was seen exactly the opposite, that vision is the effect of the person on the object. So the vision was light rays coming out of the eye and hitting the object and then reflecting back.
That was a science.
That's how they understood it, even scientifically.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
And so they saw the eye as being like an orb of light. That's how they understand it. They said that the clearer the eye, the better you see it. And they said that when a person doesn't see well, they have myopia or whatever it is, then it's because the eye is not like we say today, that it's not round or not exactly the right shape, but rather that it wasn't clear enough. So there wasn't enough light coming out, so they saw that it is a dimming. Also, the problems in later age are usually associated with dimming of the light. So in that respect, we see it the same way. But again, we see the light as reflected off the object into the eye. They saw it as the light penetrating. There's no real difference in the end, except for essentially. The essential understanding was that the point of vision is to affect the world. That's how they saw it, is to have a penetrating gaze. These idioms in English, why do you say a penetrating gaze? What's it penetrating? You're just getting light. Because in their eyes it was to be able to see the essence. It was to be able to see beyond the physical attributes. In our Parsha, there's this verse that Yitro says to Moshe, "V'ata techazeh mikol ha'am," that you shall see from all the people, from all the nation, people who are God-fearing, and so he has four qualities that he wants them to have, and he'll appoint them as judges. So what is he saying? He's saying Moshe needs to see into people's hearts, as it were, to penetrate into them and see whether they have these qualities. V'ata techazeh, you shall see. So that is really the essence of eyesight. The eyesight is supposed to penetrate. It's supposed to see something. So that's how he describes it here. That all the witnesses do is they take the light of the wisdom and they send it out to the kingdom. The kingdom here is the moon. What are we talking about? So this is a big topic in Chassidus and Kabbalah, that you need to affect the things that you come in contact with. You can't be affected by them. You need to affect them. You have to move them. They shouldn't move you. Like David Amelch says, King David says, Ayir HaShachar, I will wake up the dawn. Not the dawn wakes me up.
I will wake up.
Right. So I have to be the one who's always on top of things And that's the sign of a person who's very in control of himself, regardless of the circumstances. He's affecting the reality around him. He's affecting his surroundings instead of his surroundings affecting him. Again, this all comes from this vision of eyesight as something that comes from the inside out, and not as something that comes from outside in. There's a number of interesting passages in the Talmud that have to do with this. For instance, that someone who's blind can never be satiated from a meal. It can never be lasova.
Yeah.
Why? So they explain because he can't see it. So if he can't see it, so you're not affecting the food's affecting you. And when the food is affecting you, you become like a person who, like today, people are affected by food. They become gluttonous because it's not just what they need to eat, it becomes a craving, becomes some kind of dependence on the food. So whoever sees, if I see you, then I make you my dependent. If you see me, then I'm your dependent. That's the way it's understood. That's one of the explanations for why Moshe Rabbeinu sent miraglim, why he sent spies. Why did he say send spies to see the land of Israel? He knew it was a good land. He didn't ask them really how are we going to conquer it. He asked them, is it a good land? Describe the land, describe the people. He didn't really ask them about, okay, so where should we attack from or anything like that. That wasn't at all the mission. The mission was to go see the land. So it's explained in Chassidus. The reason is because he wanted the Jewish people to affect the land and not the land to affect them. Because if the land would affect them, they would fall into the idolatry of the land. They would become Canaanites. But if they saw the land, they would be able to elevate the land. They would be able to control it before they came in. So there too, he calls them miraglim. Miraglim is it's spies, but it means feet. Like these two witnesses. Their point is to be netzach and hod, to affect what they see. So here they're affecting the moon. They're giving the moon the wisdom. So this we'll continue with tomorrow, Bezrat Hashem.